Hey everyone, my name is Matt and welcome to Cobb Hill Farms. What's on the agenda for today? Well, we're going to start out by making some calves a little bit happier. Since we brought the calves home a month and a half ago, they've been cooped up inside the barn where it's been warm and draft free for them, so they've had the best opportunity to grow, put on weight, and stay healthy. Well, today I want them to be able to finally get outside and enjoy this fresh air that we have. 12 foot will be plenty. Now the question is going to be, do I have any boards 12 foot long? I don't think so. I guess the hog panel section will have to work. Before I get too crazy, I better unplug the electric fencer. Alright, so how close can we get without being too close? I think that looks pretty good. Up until last spring, there was a fourth board that ran parallel with these three, and on that end it was right on the ground. That end it was about 8-10 inches off the ground. Well, one day last spring, when the three black Angus heifers that are still around here were in this larger pen, I heard a weird noise one afternoon and I didn't know what it was, so I came out and I looked up this way and I saw one of them with their head pinned between that bottom board and the ground way up here in the corner. And my guess was she was trying to get to some of the green grass on this side of that board, and she worked her way up and eventually got her head wedged between the board and the ground. So I hurried up, fired up the chainsaw, got up here, I cut that board. She pulled her head through and she was fine. She's still being obnoxious around here, so it didn't hurt her any, that's for sure. These ladies are sure making their presence known. The last 4 days have been pretty relentless around here. We've had 4 days of highs, barely making 20, and on and off lake effect snow. But probably the bigger issue was the wind gusts and the sustained winds of 10 to 15 miles an hour and the wind gust 40 plus. I mean, it just blew the snow everywhere. So these ladies spent a lot of time inside that cattle barn. Once in a while you'd see them out around the hay feeder and they come out and get their grain when I feed it to them, but for the most part they were pretty content sitting inside that cattle barn out of the wind. So they're out here today enjoying the sunshine. I guess it's time to take the door down. We won't go far with this. I think we're gonna leave them locked up in the barn here for a little while. Well, I gotta say that's a first. That's the first I've ever had them try to jump any fences outside. I had one time try to climb that back wall, and he ended up calming down as he got older, but never any of the fences outside. Yeah, sure, they get rat racing around because it's new freedom and larger area outside, fresh air. Can't blame them there, but I've never ever had one try to do that before. Maybe it's a little bit my fault. A lot of new stuff all at once for him. He just probably got excited, but he seems to be okay. He got right up and he just kind of walked around a little bit out there. Then he finally came down in here and I closed the gate in behind him. So we're going to leave him locked in here in the barn for a day or so and let him look at the sunshine and the fresh air through the gate, and then we'll let them try it again, hopefully after they settle down a little bit. I think in the meantime, we'll redo their water. Well, the other day, I finally had to break down and put a tank heater in. So, I want to make it permanent equipment for this winter. Let's see if my little short extension cord is long enough. Yep, perfect. That'll work. We gotta get the old Traeger fired up to cook dinner tonight. Well, we'll leave them be for the rest of the evening and we'll try letting them out again tomorrow morning. On the menu for tonight, pork sausage raised right here on our farm. Sweet Italian rope. They look good to me. I'm gonna go in the house and enjoy this sausage with Stacy and Logan. We'll see you tomorrow. It's the next morning. We're gonna try letting the calves out again this morning and see how day number 2 goes. I got some reinforcements here with Logan. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. We greatly, greatly appreciate it to help the channel out a lot. Well, here goes nothing. Well, they seem to be a little bit more calm than they were yesterday. Going a lot better than yesterday. So I think we're going to leave them be for a little while. We still have the noisy bunch up here. They still always have to know what's going on around here and let their presence known. But we got a couple other things we're going to go do in the meantime, and then we'll come back and check on them in a little while. Stacy stopped at our local feed mill yesterday on our way home from work and picked up a bunch of feed we were getting low on. We got 5 bags of layer feed and a bag of calf starter. That ought to lighten this old Ford up a little bit. let's go see what Bonnie and Clyde are up to. Oh, there they are, hanging out in the far corner. Well, to say the least, that was the most entertaining or excitement we've ever had, releasing the calves to the outdoors for the first time. But seems like they've settled down a little bit and they're behaving a little bit better now. So we'll keep an eye on them the next few days and see how things go. But I'm sure they really enjoy their new outside area. So if you enjoyed today's video, give it a thumbs up. If you like our channel, as always, we ask you to subscribe. We hope you have a great rest of your day. We'll see you next time.